selling a archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. Now I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say, when you find a donkey, ride it. Who's donkey? What? Come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand. But I can fix this, I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country. Ooh, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. I get everybody sells some every time. They're selling one island, give away one key. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha. They're selling our country, yes, yes. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling aha.
Whoa, girls, we out doing it.
Let me just say that I have always been a part of this community. And there's no accident I know how to do all the dancing. Because I always be and share with you. Because you are me and I am you. And I'll be here with you always. And those who knew me from the past and know me now, they always knew that I was there and always been there for you. I don't call you all, no, you all are not Haitians, Bahamians. You are Bahamian, and your origin is Haitian. Mine too, and many of us. We have to stay apart for now so we can be together later. You know now.
Are you all ready and willing to go?
Topping news tonight, only 2 of the 300 shantytown structures in Abaco and Grand Bahama that government sought to have demolished through a court order will be destroyed. This according to a ruling handed down today by Chief Justice Ian Winder. The 2 homes ordered by the court must be taken down within 45 days. Justice Winder argues that the homes of the 2 people are built in defiance of a court order that prevented the expansion of shantytowns. Today's ruling coming several weeks after shantytown residents appeared before Winder as authorities attempt to rule with an iron fist as it relates to taking down structures that are not protected by the Supreme Court order. Now, according to recent reports, an aerial survey conducted by the Ministry of Works revealed that shantytown structures were recently built in unregulated communities, both here in the country's capital and in Abaco, some of them tripling in size. It's a story we are continuing to follow. For more on this, log on to our website, ewnews.com. Meantime,
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank all of you for joining me. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I had to do this special broadcast just for you because a lot of people were calling me and asking me what's going on. What does this mean? That the judge made a decision and they wanted to know what's really happening. They want to know what's happening. So I decided that I would do a special live today just for you. To let you know exactly what this means from a legal standpoint and to answer any of your questions that you may have. And so I wanted to get straight to the point and get to this. So thank all of you for joining us from wherever you are around the world. We're broadcasting live tonight on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and a lot of other channels. Everyone around and all the channels right now is 1,366 of you broadcasting live right now from your different platforms. Please share, and make sure that everyone knows that we are here. So take some time to do that. And so today, as you've seen in the news clip just now, the producers brought for you, the court has made their decision. I'm not here today to criticize the court in any way. But as citizens, we have a right to have our opinion. And that's what we're going to have tonight. We're going to have our opinion on what we see happening and whether we think is right for these things to be happening. All right. I'm a very concerned citizen. I see what's going on. And I think many of you see what's going on. You know, there must be, not only must we be free of corruption, but we must be free from the parents of corruption. And because we have a small country, a lot of people are concerned about, judges. They say that many cases are going before. They seem to be judges with past connections to the PLP, etc. And so that causes some concern. Some judges were recently appointed uh, who were former PLP MPs, cabinet ministers. And so a lot of civilians are calling me and saying that they feel like, listen, the PLP can get any decision they want in the court. And so, is the court system really safe and really fair? And so people have a right to ask that question. And so that's why we're here today. All right. And afterward, this in a certain way, of course. But I am also concerned about what I see with our court system, and that's why we want to put certain things in place to end this corruption of any official having the appearance, that they could be controlled, to safeguard our system. We need a budget that goes just for the Supreme Court, where they don't have to depend on the Prime Minister. I think they should have that. I think that we should, like they do in the U.S., we should vote for our justices so that we determine who they are and not the Prime Minister himself. I think that takes the power out of the hands of the Prime Minister, but that's in the New Bahamas. For right now, it is what it is. All right. And so let me get down to the decision. As you know, in 2018, there was an injunction that was redone in 2021 when shortly after that, when Dorian happened. I think the next year, 2019, when Dorian happened, they tried to redo it because Minister decided he was going down to Abaco. The original injunction said that they could not break down shanty towns in New Providence. 177 immigrants, including illegal immigrants, and that's what it said in the court judgment, that immigrants, including illegal immigrants, had petitioned the court, and they had told the courts that they don't want their homes broken down, and they don't care if they're illegal. And the court said it don't matter if they're legal; they have human rights. All right. Now, I want to pull this decision up for you because I want you to see this as I read what the decision was, because they make every effort to deceive our people, and I like to show things so they can't question what I am saying. All right, so I'm going to pull this up for you, so just stick with me. And I know the lighting isn't good today, but there's very little I could do. I'm on the road. All right, and so here was the original ruling. All right, the injunction. So this is the second one that was in 2021. All right, the first one was in 2018. I'm sorry. And so I'll go straight to what the ruling said. And so here's what the ruling was. Pending, this is the 2018 one. Pending the determination of this action or until further order, the respondents, that's the government, be and are hereby restrained directly through their agents, appointees, or employees from taking possession of, demolishing any building on, or otherwise interfering with the 177 applicants and other residents and occupiers' enjoyment of land in shanty towns in New Providence, including by disconnecting any utilities other than pursuant to relevant enabling legislation. All right. So they can't disconnect their electricity. They had all rights. Can't touch them and can't disconnect their utilities. Jesus. And so that's what they decided. And at the end of this, you will see where they were allowed to add Abaco to this, because Fred Smith and them wanted to add the whole Bahamas to it because Minister started doing his thing. But then they changed it, and they said that they would allow Abaco to be added to this, but not. They said Abaco was there as a clear and pleasant threat because the government went there, but not the rest of the Bahamas. All right. So they added Abaco to this injunction. So that means the injunctions covered New Providence and Abaco only. That's important because even the news keeps reporting that there was some injunction to stop government from breaking down Shanty Downs. No, in Abaco and in New Providence only. And it didn't say they couldn't break it down. It said that they could come to the courts and get permission from the courts to break them down. It said, come to the courts first and let us tell you, because this land law is just like if a landlord wants to evict someone, they can't just say, well, this is my land, I can evict them. No, come to the court, let the court get in that. And so she put land law on it, and that's all she said. She never told them they couldn't break it down, but they didn't want to break it down. And so they didn't break it down. All right. They used injunction as an excuse because they know we would, Bahamians would never read it. All right. And so they could just say whatever they say and hide behind the court decision. All right. And so I decided to scroll on all this, and unless, in case all of you want to go back and look at this on your own. All right. So this is what was decided. So they added Abaco. So it was Abaco and New Providence. But notice they were building up in Andros. They were building up in Elutra. They were building up in Exuma. But the government didn't touch none of them, even though the court never said they could not break down those shanty towns. All right? So that's the genesis of this thing. Then, after we started putting pressure on the government, we put it in writing to tell the government that they must go to the courts and they must apply to have these places back down. Remember, that was one of the 10 things that we listed that we told them that they must do. Remember that? When we had the protest at the Prime Minister's house, that was one of those things. And guess what? Because we put that in writing and we forced their hands, they had to do it. That is why when we went to the Prime Minister's office, they didn't want us to deliver that letter to them. You see, once you put that in writing and give it to them, they have a responsibility. All right. And that's why whenever you see me doing protests, I put stuff in writing and I deliver it. I know why I'm doing that. All right. There's a reason for that. All right. There's a reason in international law. They have a duty to act. They can't play dumb like they didn't know. And so once we did that, we said, you all have to stop all. Remember, we told them stop all work permits from Haiti. Remember? And they did that. You all have to go to the courts and you all have to apply to break down those shanty towns. And they applied. All right. But of course, they always move forward with tricking you. And so I had to apply. Now, the word that I got was they were trying to make arrangements with some of these occupants to be able to move some of them somewhere else. And of course, we exposed that. But there were meetings to this effect. And we spoke to persons who were part of these meetings, that they were trying to move some of these illegal immigrants somewhere else so that they could give a show like they were demolishing. They would go and break down some of their houses that they made arrangements for them to move to make it look good. All right. And that's what the whole plan was. And so keep that in mind as I continue to explain this. So now they go to the government goes to the courts to get this done, and the Chief Justice, who of course is the former law partner, managing partner of Davis and Co. That's the Chief Justice of the Bahamas. It doesn't mean nothing. He still could act properly, but it's just that it's good to note this kind of stuff. And so the Chief Justice, who was the former managing partner of Davis and Co., was to make this decision. And he came back with a decision, all right, that sounded a lot like what Brave Davis already said, oh, we ain't breaking them down. You can't touch them because if you break it down, where you can put them? The decision didn't say that, but the decision came back in effect. They named 300 persons. They went in there, found out these persons' names, because you can't evict people without knowing their names, all right? And so they got their names and they listed these 300 people. Someone sent them to come to court. A lot of them ain't come to court. Guess what? No summons was issued. I want one of y'all try to not show up to court and see if no summons would be issued. No warrant will be issued. That's what I want you to try. All right. So no warrant was issued for them, even though they got summons and didn't come to court. All right, that's the first thing that is very suspicious to us. And then it came back where when they went to court, the judge said, "Man, y'all go talk to Ministry of Works and y'all talk that out and let's see what's going on." So a lot of Bahamians were like, "What you mean they must go talk that out?" And the Ministry of Works won't break down a Bahamian house. They ain't coming having no conversation. Or they put a letter on there that have a date on it. When that date reached, they break down. Um, I don't understand how they have other people with some different privileges from us, but not criticize the decision, just taking note of it. That's a decision. That's what it is. Um, and then it came back. The decision would be made soon. The decision we were waiting for, May 3rd, which is today. Wow. The magistrate said of the 300 that the government wanted broken down, two of them knew of the injunction. So because they knew of the injunction, they could break theirs down. The other ones they admitted to knowing about the injunction. Let me see if I could do some jurisprudence with this. Let me say, okay, civilian. Let's think like civilians now. Let's think like regular Bahamians. Let's do some jurisprudence on this. Let's say you get arrested for cocaine. And you tell them, I didn't know cocaine was illegal. Should you go to jail? I don't know. And so maybe that's the wrong analogy, but they said the rest of them didn't know, so they can't break down their homes. Jesus. Now we ain't sending no warrant out for them. We just ain't gonna break them down. This strange. Let's go back to that document. Let's go back to that document because apparently we missing something. It's something we all other Bahamians gotta be missing. Hold on, let me get the document again. Let me get the document. Y'all hold on. Let's pull this document back up. All right, because there's gotta be something in this document that Brave Davis them see that regular Bahamians ain't see. Let's pull this back up, y'all. Let's pull this up. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let's pull this up. Okay, here it is. All right, let's pull this up. Because something ain't adding up. All right, let's get something to add up quickly. Let's go back. Let's go back. So this the whole judgment. This the whole judgment. All right. And so let's see. There's something here I want y'all to see. Let's go back. Let's go. Okay, this is what I'm going to see right here. This is judgment. All right. This is what they added to the judgment. Further, pending the determination of this action or until such further order, the 177 applicants and other residents and occupiers of the land and shanty towns in New Providence or elsewhere in the Bahamas shall take no action to construct, erect, or alter any further buildings or structures otherwise than in accordance with the Building Regulations Act. Emphasis added. All right. So they couldn't do nothing else. This didn't say if they know or didn't know, and this us layman's trying to understand this, right? This us regular Bahamians, because there ain't nothing around us making sense. Because I know we couldn't do that. Let's say, you start building housing for your garbage in the front, and the minister come and say, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't build this housing. That's against the law." And you say, "Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know." Then are you excused, or they can make you break that down? See this, Jesus. I don't know what to say, but my country sometimes, So okay, stop sharing. All right, I don't know what to say about my country sometimes. All right, so that's a decision that since these other people didn't know. Now they say some of them came to court. All right, I think but 16 of them. Don't hold me to the exact number. Out of 300, but 16 of them or so come to court. A small number. And only two of them, they say they could break down their house because they knew about the injunction. I guess they admitted to know about the injunction. Seriously? Now, let me take this further. The government is in control of the crown land on behalf of us. Any leased crown land, the government can unlease at any time. The government can end the lease on any of these crown land where the shanty towns are located, and that building then belongs to the government. If you lease my property and you build something on my property and that lease comes to an end, that building is a part of the property. You can't separate the building from the property. So the government can easily, and every lawyer knows this. I don't understand why the lawyers ain't really speaking up. They talking amongst themselves, but no one wants to go there and speak truth to power. Let me break this down for you again. The crown land is leased to someone to do farming, agriculture, or whatever. If the shanty people or the shanty houses built on there, that's a breach of the lease. And so the government can end the lease. It can end any lease where there's a shanty town right now. That means the building belongs to them. Whoever is in there, gotta go. Whoever is in there. All right? And they can destroy those buildings if they want to. They don't have to go to the courts for this. This is the law. The government playing around with all this skipping and rope doping and all this kind of stuff. See, y'all keep getting swing. All right? Y'all know they wasn't going to do nothing. And they have some trolls out there trying to excuse them. Well, you see, they deporting the people who get catch. No. They deporting some of the ones that we could count that the U.S. catch. I want to know why this government is so incompetent that they can't catch no one out to sea. Tell me that. Why is it that our defense force can't catch no one out to sea? Tell me that. They're incompetent. Why is it that thousands of homes are being built, but where these people come from? Obviously, they landing, but y'all ain't catching them, but y'all lying. I remember at one point, the head of the defense force says that all of the boats that entered the Bahamas were caught. That they caught all of them. How would you know that? The fact that they say these kinds of things should make you know that they are lying. This is the problem. These are their clients. These are the customers of the politician. They can't break down them shanty towns. That's money. You think they can break down 300 homes, and that's 300 times probably 10,000. They could charge each one of them to get some papers. And they keep charging them over and over, finding other excuses for them to pay. Let's do that math. I can do that one slow. Let's do that math slow. I can do that one slow. 300 times, and that's just the sum of the ones who was in there. Because 300 is a joke. How much shanty houses there? 300 times. Let's say for 10,000 each. All right. That's $3 million worth of customer you think brave them to break down their house? Seriously? When we take over this government, and I am the Minister of Immigration, let me tell you something. From day one, we are going to end the leases immediately on any property where a shanty town exists. The government also has something else called eminent domain that is different from the lease. And so if you allow Shantytown to be built up on your private property, the government can take it in the public's best interests and do something with sense with it. Take your property. Okay? Of course, we'll have to pay for the property that was taken, but we could charge you for what you allowed to happen there. You could pay for that. And so we could deduct that. But we taking that property from you. All right? We don't have time for this. You can't come in our country, take our land, squat in our land, and do whatever you want to do. We're not letting that happen. All right? This government is joking. You heard the Prime Minister out of his own mouth say that he can look out for them. That's what he could do. Let me let y'all watch this one more time, then I can let y'all hear what his response to it was, and then I can go further.
And the nation's chief, Prime Minister Philip Davis, also weighing in on Chief Justice Ian Winder's ruling today, which calls for those two structures to be demolished in 45 days. Now, Prime Minister Davis says authorities will be minded to respect the ruling.
We'll just see what the lawyers have to say about it. But what I can say is that we respect the decisions of the court. We'll abide that decision unless and until it is overturned.
Prime Minister Davis also digging his heels on continued deportations. This despite officials from the United Nations asking.
Boy. Let me play the other one for you. Here we go. Oh, this brave on the UN. Yeah, but he's talking about deportation.
Davis also digging his heels on continued deportations. This despite officials from the United Nations asking officials to suspend such exercises until Haiti is in a better state. Our Jose Etienne has more on this.
I've heard the United Nations plea to us, but unfortunately, it's a plea that I cannot accede to.
Prime Minister Philip Davis making it very clear that government will continue with its deportation efforts despite recent calls from the United Nations for officials to put deportation exercises on hold. The appeal was made by the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, and those officials argue that the Bahamas government must take into account the ongoing state of social unrest in Haiti stemming from a surge of kidnapping and gang violence. But Davis says his country has issues of its own.
The Bahamas cannot afford the burden of continuing of housing and keeping the amount of migrants fleeing from Haiti to our shores. We're already overburdened by the fact that by the fact of interception, detention, and sending them back.
That said, Davis is calling on the powers that be to lead the charge.
So those countries who are out there who could help Haiti, I call on them, please come and help Haiti. And that is my cry.
With Haiti continuing to experience chaos that has resulted in thousands of Haitian nationals fleeing their country, with the Bahamas being one of their destinations. Yesterday, Immigration Minister Keith Bell revealed that government has repatriated over 2,000 people between January 1st and the end of March this year, with the majority of them being Haitian nationals. It's against this backdrop that Bell says government remains relentless in its zero tolerance for illegal migration.
The Bahamas is for Bahamians and for those who are prepared to follow the laws of our country. We simply cannot afford open borders.
Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, local.
Boy. That's the Prime Minister of the old Bahamas, lying, deceiving the Bahamian people again. And, oh my God. He is making it seem like, oh, the UN is saying that they want us to do this and that, but we can't afford this and that. Y'all are doing exactly what the UN says. That's why y'all ain't collecting no one out to sea. Y'all ain't catch no one out to sea. All right? Y'all are doing exactly what they've been said. Because the UN didn't just say this. They said this from last year. That was 2022 when they said that. And y'all been following that instruction. That's why y'all ain't getting rid of nobody. If they caught out to sea, y'all deporting them. But y'all ain't going on land, catching them and deporting them. Nope. We on to you. That's why they building up the shanty towns. That's why y'all letting it happen and y'all making excuses and hiding behind the courts. That's what they always do, Bahamas. Hide behind the decisions of the courts. That's what they do. And so don't let them fool you. They're trying to give this country away. Y'all better wake up. Now, since there's a new precedent that you can go and build wherever you want to build, and all you got to say is, I didn't know there was no injunction. I didn't know I couldn't do this. And they can't touch you. Bahamas, it's time for you to go and possess your land. Because they done tell the Haitians what to do. So what you think they can do? They're aggressive. There is crown land on Paradise Island. Since Toby scared to possess that land, Toby, I need to borrow your boat. I coming over there to possess that land because you already know what to do with it. I can build up because I have no idea about no injunction. I don't know. All right. So Toby, since you want to sit there and let them give the crown land to what they name? To RCL, Royal Caribbean. Since you want to sit there, well, me and some Bahamians going over there. We're gonna need to borrow your boat to go. All right. Bahamians, I'm being facetious, but I'm very serious with this. You all have to possess your land. They can take it, you know. And you see, once they take it, the corruption in this country is so stink that you can't stop them. Bahamas, there's crown land all out west. Go find a good crown land. There's crown land out east on the Eastern Road. You all go find it. This is your duty now. Bahamians, there's crown land everywhere. Go take it and build on it. Build up to code. Because at the end of that injunction, when we forced them to have to go back to the court to deal with this thing, the injunction was lifted, but it said that in New Providence, the government would have to show that there was a risk to public health in order to break a shanty town down or break a house down. That there's a risk to public health. So that means once you build the code and you put your little cesspit in and whatever, you good to go. No risk to public health. They can't touch you. You understand? So find Bahamians. This is the clarion call. Y'all stop being scared. That's why they're taking everything from us. Not just the Asians, the Chinese, the Americans. All these people just coming and taking. Stop being scared. When the COI get in, we'll give it to you. It's a guarantee. Screen record this and play this back. Hold this as your contract. Go and take crown land anywhere in this country. There's crown land on Paradise Island. There's crown land out east. There's crown land all over Nassau. And there's crown land all over the Family Islands. Go take it, please. Because it's a new day. It's a new day. And the new day means there's no law for foreigners. There's only law for Bahamians. So, Toby, I give you 1 week to possess that land, or I get in for that. I love that beach. Toby, stop playing. You see, y'all Bahamians, y'all busy doing stuff the so-called right way while these people raping and robbing and taking our land. You got to go pay for that land. You got to pay property taxes on your land and house. While these people could just take the land and live free, go take your land, Bahamas. Because the government can, 1, cancel all leases where there are shanty towns and take that land back if they want to. They don't want to. They can use eminent domain and take that land from anyone who is allowing shanty towns to be on their land. They can do it. They don't want to do it. So Bahamians, y'all do this for me, please. Y'all go everywhere where there's crown land and y'all take it. You tell them the president of the new Bahamas tell you to take it. And when we get in, which is a short time from now, we can make sure all the Bahamians get what is theirs. Bahamas, take it. Take it. And on that, I open the phone lines. Let me hear what you have to say about that. How you feel about this court decision? How you feel about what's going on? There's no control over these Asians. Brave say he can look out for them, and that's what he's doing. The number's on the screen, 803-5995. Come, I ain't getting more than an hour today, all right? Because it's an extra day. So come call quick and talk quick. 803-5995 is the number. Please call us in. Let us know how you feel about this thing that's going on and what's happening. And while I'm waiting for the phone to catch up, remember, we're having a rally on the 2nd. We're going to announce the location and the times in a couple of days. We're having a rally. Y'all come out to this rally, man. Y'all come hear me speak truth to power and tell them what need to happen with our land and our country. Y'all come support the new Bahamas. Y'all come out. Let's show them in force that we tired of this foolishness. Bring out your family and friends. Everybody come out. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hey, good night, Mr. Beam, and I'm glad you giving out the clarion call for Bahamians to wake up and try to possess their crown land, man.
Take it. That's yours.
Listen, Mr. Beam, you don't have to say no more. I go in or out. Maybe Mr. Ingram, a Conroy already talk, and I go in and possess it. But this is what I want to say. Back in the day, the Bahamians, our forefathers, you know, they was more of fighters than us, you know. They had the Burma Road riot and this thing and the next. And this day we are so weak and just going or go along with the government and letting them do whatever they want to us, man. And that's why these governments doing this to us, because we don't have anybody who will say stand up and be like, let's fight for this.
Yeah.
Other than us right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you had people them who already stand up in the past and man, they already lose their life.
Yeah.
Like, you know, say KCX and the other people. And remember the other day when you had a problem and you fell down, like it's a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stress on people, you know, and when we like say take this under, like when we start to think about it, for me alone it's stressful. I just be here stressing right out, getting gray hair because I'm watching these people like advance and get further. I mean, not only the Haitians, I'm talking about every type of the Philippines, the Chinese.
Yes, the Chinese, everybody taking control of our country.
They doing better than us, and we suffer in our own country, and we gotta stop talking and we have to action. Because back in the Bible days, they used to pray to God, you know, and trust in God, you know, but they had to do action. God used to send them out and tell them, listen, go possess the land and take your stuff. So Mr. B and I behind you 110%.
Thank you, man.
The Bahamians wake up and let's go get our land, man. Because they taking it.
All right. Gotta take some other calls. All right. All y'all who's trying to call in while he was there, you can call in now. 803-5995 is the number you can call in. 803-5995. Call us in now. Yeah, man, we gotta take this land. You know, we gotta take this rally. I don't want to say the location. We've already been given a location. I'm gonna say that we just arranging 2 more things, and we're gonna announce to you by tomorrow or day after exactly where it's gonna be and the exact time. It's gonna be on Labor Day. Let's come out and fight because we tired being labor anyway. I tired being labor. Labor Day could be for other people. We could be the owners. We got owner day. Good afternoon. You're live.
Yeah, what do you say?
Right here, man. How you doing?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Yes.
I want to say something concerning about what the decision of the judge make.
Yes, tell me.
Ignorance is no excuse to the law.
No, it's not.
Whether you know or not that it was an injunction, ignorance is no excuse to the law, Lincoln Bean.
Yes, you are correct.
Every time I went before a judge, that was all I heard. But I didn't know this. I didn't know that. Well, ignorance is no excuse to the law. You know the date.
Yeah.
You understand me? And they rain down judgment on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is Dennis Gates, the farmer from Powpen and Golden Arch Road.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it. Respect you highly. Keep fighting.
And another thing, Lincoln, one
Go
more
ahead.
thing before I go.
Go ahead.
The Ministry of Works has a original printouts of the whole entire Bahamas for all houses and lands where they can see when you put on any addition to your house.
Yes, they do.
So they could have used that as a print to take to the court to show the judge all of the new houses that was built, all the additions that was put on.
That is true.
So whether they know or not, they was in a violation of the Ministry of Works situation that they have where you can't even build a wash house on your house without them knowing.
That is true.
So this garbage and this nonsense of the stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pleasant good night, Bahamas.
All right. Good night.
You, my brother.
Thank you, bro. All right. See you later. 803-5995. The PLP and Brave Davis them at it again. Fooling the Bahamian people and fighting for the UN while pretending to not work with the UN. Oh, well, we can't afford to let them come here and just build up and build houses and take over and not send them back. That's what y'all doing. And they doing it right in your face, Bahamas. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hi, Mr. President. How are you?
I am awesome. How are you doing?
Good. I'm fine. This is Miss Dean here.
Hey, Miss Dean, you ready to take your land?
Listen to me. I am ready to take my Bahamas back. It's clear that the PLP have already sold us out and they want to replace us.
Yeah.
But I want every Bahamian to know that when you make this call, please, this might be our very last chance.
This is the last chance.
Please, let's get behind you. Let's rally behind you and show them that we are not afraid.
Yeah. Labor Day.
I am praying for you. Continue to keep the fight in you. You have a lot standing with you.
Thank you.
Have a very good night.
Thank you. Labor Day is the clarion call, y'all. Y'all, let's come out and let's speak truth to power. Let's show them that we serious and we ain't taking no more. We had another location, and this is why we didn't announce y'all yet. Y'all know we had another location to have our rally. I can't say what the location was yet. And it appears that the Haitian immigrants wanted to have a rally at the same place. All right? Their event at the same place on the same day. And so we were put somewhere else. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. We were given a very prominent place. What's the point of being a Bahamian in the Bahamas? That other place they putting us in, it ain't bad, but why you move us because of that? You see, this 803-5995 is the number. We got to stand up and fight. Y'all come out on in 1 month, exactly 1 month, on June 2nd, Labor Day. Y'all, yeah, Labor Day is good. You support labor. I tired us being labor. We moving into the new Bahamas. We graduating from that now. All right. We could be the owners of this country. All right. And so we ain't gonna be fighting. Labor ain't gotta fight no more. The government gonna be fighting for you. That's a different kind of government you have now. And so the importance of Labor Day historically is amazing, but moving in the future, we can make that day so significant that could just be a relic of the past. You want to come out? Good evening, you're live.
Good night, Mr. Bain.
Good night. How you doing?
Good night. What
message is that sending to the 11.5 million people in Haiti?
That's telling them that we have a Haitian prime minister, by his own words, and that they could come here and just take over. And that Bahamians going to sit back and let them take over our government, and then they got majority rule, and then they can rule. That's what it's saying. Because Bahamians stay divided by politics and colors, and they don't stand up with who fighting for them, then this one name over.
Wow. Mr. Bain, this thing this ruling that came down today, I don't think nobody went downtown making noise saying, what is this? Nobody went downtown. Now, Bahamians are not prepared to go downtown. What's going to happen during the election if the voting ballot boxes are tampered with? What are Bahamians going to do then, Mr. Bain?
And this is why the Bahamians have to rally together, unite, and blow them out with such force that their little cheating can't help them. All right? We have to remove this government. And as simple as that. There's two ways to do that. You come out in massive numbers and demand that the government goes, and they will have to step down. Or you come out in massive numbers at the polls and vote them out. We have to get rid of them. All right? I'm making the clarion call on June 2nd. We are going to call on all Bahamians to come. We are going to stand up. We're going to let you know what's going on. We can be out there. We have our rally, our stage, everything. We're going to announce our first set of shadow ministers who are ready to get out there to let you see that this is a serious crew and we're ready to go. All right? Serious intellectual Bahamians are ready. We've had enough. There are doctors, there are accountants, there are lawyers coming forward, ready to take this country back. A new generation of Bahamians are ready to take this country back. Not them old people with no ideas, or them people who've been selling out back and forward. 1 minute they have a third party, next minute they join in the F&M and PLP. No. We need a serious group of people who are ready to take this country and take this back and give it to the Bahamian people.
I'll be there next to you, on the side of you, Mr. Miller, pretty close by.
Thank you, my brother.
Another thing, international waters, Mr. Bain. I think I saw something where they say international waters goes 12 nautical miles off Abaco to the west. Is that so? You hear me, Mr. Bain?
Yeah.
Or if a defense force observe a boat, Bahamas, with 600 people on board it, they can't do nothing. Once that boat is in international waters, all they can do is observe. I believe, Mr. Bain, I might be wrong.
No. Our waters actually go past Abaco, Our waters go all the way to Kisal.
Right.
All right. That's why that's.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you mean the other direction? Sorry, not east. You mean the east side.
The east.
Yeah, but the boats, they aren't gonna. Those boats aren't gonna sail that way in that direction too much. But let me take this other call, then I'll answer your question the same time.
Okay.
All right. Good evening, you're live. Good evening, you're live.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Let me say this to the Bahamian people, those that are listening on this live tonight. I'm right now in Long Island, my hometown.
Before you get there, Long Island ready for change?
Long Island?
Yeah.
They better. Because like what I'm telling some of my people here, if the people don't wake up, we were free of patients in Long Island for the entire years that this island was in existence.
Mm-hmm.
Not one.
And I tell them now, if we don't wake up and change what we got in the parliament, which is Haitians that are running our country, and the reason why they are there is because they took our name. They were given our name. That was the trick, the thing that tricked the Bahamian people. The Haitian woman gave the boys the man name when they don't have the baby for them. See, that was the plan from the beginning. We just want to have children with Bahamian men and give them the Bahamian name and not their mother name. Okay? And that's the problem we have right now in our country, in Parliament.
Yeah.
I was voting for them because I thought, because they had our name, Menace, Ingram, Christie, and so on.
Man, you thought all them was Bahamian?
We thought they were Bahamians.
Yeah.
And right at this point and time, which we live in now, plenty of Bahamians still don't realize that they are Haitians because they have Bahamian names.
Now, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Lincoln Bean and every one of our first set of shadow ministers that we're about to put out on June 2nd is Bahamian true and true. Inside and out, backwards and forward. Organic Bahamians.
And see, that's what we need in Parliament. Organic Bahamians. Every last one. I don't want to see this foolishness with whether you are 1%, 99% Bahamian and 1%. No.
Listen, man, Louis George says that he is going to be prime minister.
He need to get his backside out and go try run for Haiti, fix up Haiti, get Haiti on the right foot.
No, we need Philip Brave Davis to go to Haiti.
We need all of them to go back. To get our country back on the right foot that it never been. It never been there before.
Yeah, but thanks for your call. I got to run. All right.
Yeah, Lincoln. You'll continue to fight, boy.
All right, we got another call.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed it. All right. You can call back 803-5995, 803-5995. People ask me, okay, why y'all only focusing on the Haitians? We're not only focusing on the Haitians. You hear me talking every day about the situation going on in this country where others are benefiting from our natural resources. The Chinese are coming and buying up all of our buildings and buying up the properties, and they're getting the liquor license, etc. But we have an existential threat. That means a threat to our very existence. Brave Davis likes to use that word. That's one big word he learned. We have a threat to our existence. The Chinese are not trying to meddle in our politics and get involved in our politics. They're not trying to take over our parliament. They're not trying to be prime minister. They're trying to come make some money, buy a property and make money. All right? They're not trying to steal our names. Chinese want Bino Bean or Roll or Turnquest or Smith. The Chinese know who they are, and they are who they are. They're not trying to replace us. And so we're going to solve those problems economically. Those problems are economic problems where we're going to put Bahamians in the positions to be the ones to buy the buildings, to buy the property. We're going to make sure Bahamians get their liquor license when they want it, not the Chinese paying under the table to the politicians. All right, Bahamians. And so there's an existential threat where persons are coming in and just taking our land. And we can't do nothing because government getting payoff. There's a lot of disadvantage to Bahamians. We have a law in place. They brought it up because they only talk about things they hear me talk about, apparently. They talk about casino gambling for Bahamians. We can legalize casino gambling right away. Why? Because you cannot have a law that discriminates against Bahamians. You cannot have a law that says that you're doing wrong because you're a Bahamian doing this thing in your country. How could that make sense? Law is about right and wrong. It's wrong to rape someone. It's wrong to steal from someone. It's wrong. It's wrong to kill someone. How could you have a law that says it's wrong to rape someone in the Bahamas if you're a Bahamian, but a foreigner could rape someone? Only us will sit down. Only us will sit down and allow a law like this to even exist. Good evening, you're live.
Good afternoon, Lincoln. How you doing today?
I am alive.
That's great. Thanks for being alive. This is my first time calling here, man. I just love what you're doing. I'm a young person.
Thank you, man.
The first I saw on the news, they say things that you're a vigilante, this stuff. And I said to myself, you know what? Let me look at what you talk about these days. And after looking at like these people got the media have everything all wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. And the situation was happening here 2 out of 300. 2 out of 300, that's ridiculous.
It's 2 out of thousands. There are thousands of homes that they have built. The government sent 300 to court, and only 2 they say to break down because a deal was already made to move them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's the man. They're giving the Bahamian people the opportunity to go build a land.
Yeah.
Why they can stop you? You don't know. You didn't know what's going on.
Listen, man, you sound like a nice, intelligent, bright Bahamian. We got some crown land on Paradise Island for you, right? They got some crown land in the back by Life at Key. Go take your crown land and build on it, eh?
Boy, let me get some blocks ready for that, man.
Yeah, man. Get some blocks.
This is a joke, man. That's a joke. I see young boy at me say this. I like, this don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Common sense is common. Just because they don't know, it means they above the law, really?
My brother, we're having a rally on June 2nd, and we're going to talk about these things and others. We're going to present our first set of shadow ministers. Come out and hear what we have to say. Show the government that you are tired of their nonsense, and we're not going to fall for their tricks anymore.
Yes, sir. Dragging the whole house with me as well.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. All right. Thanks for your call. So, yes, of course, the media tries to make it look like we're vigilante, we're doing wrong. Good evening, you're live. Good evening, you're live.
Sabine.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm alive.
You was talking about the legalizing the casino license. Let me ask you a question. Is there one law in the Bahamas, or there's 2?
There's not just 2 laws in the Bahamas. There appears to be 2 Bahamases. And that is the problem. There's a different Bahamas for Bahamians and a different Bahamas for everybody else.
Yeah. The reason why I asked that is they had a referendum on gambling. It was a no. They still turn around and legalize it. Bahamians could go in the web shops and play all the games that's in the casino with no problem. And but you cannot go in the casino. The people who own the hotels say they don't want Bahamians in there, or it's the law that you cannot gamble in there?
They have no problem with Bahamians coming in there. Bahamians go in there, but they can't gamble. Now, that law you have to understand the history, and I actually did a study on it, and if you go on Controversy TV's YouTube, you'll actually see where I did a video of it. I think I'm going to put it back up there so people can see, where I researched the history of this thing, and I spoke to elder statesmen and persons who are still alive from back then, even those someone who signed our Constitution. And we spoke to persons to find out what was the thinking back then when they made gambling illegal for Bahamians only. Well, Bahamians were allowed to gamble. There was even a club called the Bahamian Club where there was a casino that Bahamians went in and gambled. And Bahamians were allowed to gamble back in the day. And they also went to the Hobby Horse racetrack. And when they were going to build the Cable Beach Hotel, it was supposed to be this big savior for the Bahamas, like how Atlantis was. But Cable Beach was the first Atlantis, and they were going to eventually put a casino there and have gambling. And the government at the time, our black government, telling them, felt like most of our customers were coming from the southern USA. Remember, this was in the late 60s, early 70s, when there was still a lot of racial tension. They still had to bring tanks, and the military to let black people go into regular schools. And so they felt like most of our tourists wouldn't want to gamble on the side of a black Bahamian. And so they decided it was an economic stance to say, listen, we could just not let Bahamians go in the casino. And then they vilified Bahamians by saying, oh, well, they were going to the Hobby Horse racetrack and spending all their money. And they started, the stuff they do to vilify in a situation. They were saying, oh, Bahamians won't know how to behave and this kind of nonsense. And they made this stuff up to justify the racist law that they put in place that exists still to this day because Bahamians so weak, soft, and ignorant and passive. And so that was the genesis behind it. They felt like the racist people in the Southern America, where most of our tourists would come from, wouldn't want to sit on the side of us. And that's why they put that law in place.
But you realize you could go, I could go in Bahama right now and gamble, and they cannot prosecute me, right? You realize that, right?
Why do you say that?
Because we could go in the web shops and gamble, and web shop, and they cannot say it's in cyberspace. It's a building, it's not your home, and you exchanging money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I asked you if there is two laws. You have a law to gamble in the casino and a law not to gamble, in the warehouse. You have a law to gamble in the warehouse, but a law not to gamble in the casino.
Yeah,
the
so let me tell you how we're going to make this simple. We're going to take this country over, back from these imbeciles who have been running this country with all of these stupid laws and stupid practices, and we're going to change this. For me, I don't gamble. I don't waste time with that. But I just won a dollar bet on the Lakers yesterday, by the way, but I don't gamble. All right. But it's about ownership for me. You can't say that I can't do something in my country because that's holding me down from owning a casino. That's the big issue for me. I want us to be owners. I'm tired of being labor.
Lincoln, they passed a law that we could go in the web shop. The web shops are legal. What's the difference between the web shop and the casino? I mean, help me understand that.
Right. There's no difference, but according to the Gaming Act, the minister can determine who can gamble and where they can gamble and when they can gamble. So they could say that you could gamble. Like, for example, a lot of people don't know you could actually play poker at home. You could gamble in your house. Right. All right. The act actually says that you could gamble in your home or in a dorm or anything like that. So you're free to do that. So like the people who have poker at their home and this and that, that's legal actually. But a lot of people just don't know it. But that's how the law is written. But I don't even have time for all that. We're going to take this country over, and right away, I've said it before election, we get in a casino to gamble. And I want Bahamians to come with me, and we're going to transform this. So the first act we're going to do is gamble in the casino, and then we go own the casino. We are going to build casinos that we own. And just like they do it on the Indian reservations in the U.S., we are going to take over, own a casino, and share dividends to our people.
Yep.
Thank you, man.
Exactly.
Thank you for your call.
All right. Okay.
That's it for me today. I can go spend some time. Y'all can keep me up today with this stuff. On June 2nd, we are going to have a rally. This is a clarion call. Don't listen to the trolls. They're trying to distract you with all kind of lies and nonsense and all that about me. Every week is a new lie. Me, Maria, or Charlotte, they making up all kind of stories. Don't text me and ask me if something is true if I ain't tell you it. All right. There are people out there paid to be trolls to say this stuff. So stop getting distracted by these people. There's never been a story about me. I see they say the other day BP had a story saying that we was going out there. Minutes was sponsoring us to do one march last week or week before last. And people was asking me, oh, when the march? Like, listen, you saw that on BP? Why are you calling me about that? If you saw it in a political from a political troll, it ain't true. I don't have to repeat that again. All right. And so we gotta stay focused and ignore these trolls. They're trying to keep us in poverty. They're trying to keep us in the old Bahamas. But listen, we done finished with our Bahamas. That ain't working. That broken. All right. So I could be like a child. You just say go back to being a child. When that toy broken, we throw that away. We throw that in the garbage. Garbage. Flush it down the toilet. That old Bahamas ain't working. Those old men who've been running that, it ain't working. There is nothing. And so the media has been paid off, bought out. The fellas said the media is paying us as vigilantes and et cetera, et cetera. Of course they are. You always know who to follow by who the status quo is attacking. Whoever the system is attacking, that's who you follow. Because if the system is against you and they are propping up someone, if you see the system is giving someone a lot of airtime, and that's the wicked system, why do you think they're giving them airtime? But if you see the system is trying to spread lies and keep someone down and oppress them, that's who you follow. You understand? That's very simple. But if you see this one always on out there and always getting pushed forward, be careful. So another instance of Bahamians being screwed and the Bahamian people being screwed. They swinging y'all. They kicking this can down the road till it's too late and y'all don't have a country. All right? Y'all, let's stay focused. Let's do what we have to do. A new Bahamas is coming. A new Bahamas is here. Let's stand up. Make sure that you invite you and all your family and friends out. By tomorrow or day after, we're gonna let you know the times and we're gonna let you know where the rally is going to be. All right, we already have a location. We just want to close something, make a decision on something in particular. All right, so we coming out and we can show them we tired of this foolishness. Now you can stay home, because I can tell you one thing. When the nations get called out, they have their flag there and show their pride and show their serious, they just come out. I'm calling on you to come out. Don't sit back and watch this on Facebook. Don't sit back and try to watch this on YouTube. Come out. Show your presence. Let the government see that we ain't taking this. And then let's make demands of them. Let's show them that we are building an army, that you want to be a part of that army. That you are taking a stand. And you take that stance with your presence. June 2nd, it all begins. We're going to take our country back. So again, as always, we appreciate all of you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. It is always a pleasure. We are working hard. We're fighting for you. We are building the new Bahamas. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. It's going to take all of us. Remember, you can go to GoFundMe. You can go to our website. Use what is it? Sun Cash, sorry. You can use Sun Cash and you can donate to us. If you want a cash out, we can send that to you too. All right. Someone's saying something about Pintad. Listen, Pintad is right now carrying Brave David's bags. I don't know how you complain about Brave David's traveling, now you're traveling with him. And Fred Mitchell put something out there saying that, oh, he's the leader of the opposition, so we have to be there. No, he doesn't. That's not true. That's not true. All right. So, but I don't have time to waste with this nonsense. All right. They've all sold out. There's only one organization fighting for the Bahamian people, and that is the Coalition of Independence. We're going to stand up. We're going to stand strong. We're asking you to stand up. And so, one of my executives in Grand Bahama is reminding me to thank everyone for their support at the South South. I want to thank you for the support. I did that at one of my previous lives, the South South and the Walkabout. Thank you all for your support. Everyone who supported the tent sale that we had in New Providence. And those who in Grand Bahama and who supported the South South and the walkabout that they're having there, thank you. COI is on the move. We are making things happen. Support us. This is a serious machinery that is being built. And so talk to your friends and family. This has to be done differently. They've bought out the media. So you have to be the spreader of the message. You have to talk to all the people around you, evangelize, which means to move the message. Eve, which means like evacuate, to move. And angel, it means message. It's called angels, messengers. It means to move the message. You have to evangelize, move the message throughout the Bahamas. They can silence me, they can lie on me, etc., etc. But you have to talk to your family and friends. There is a COI supporter in every household in this country right now. And it is your duty in your household to convince your friends and family that it's time for New Bahamas. It's time for us to move on. It's time for us to let go, all right, of that old Bahamas. That ain't working no more, all right? That ain't making no sense. Let's do something different. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. I'm going to leave you with the change song that we love so much, and getting ready to hear this at our rally. We're going to rally, and we're going to stand up, and we're going to make a difference, and we're going to make a change. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a change song.
And the Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. So no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming, change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding through the storm. Come on. Let's go, shalom to all my Hebrew brothers. To all my Muslim and Rastas, we need you, brother. Selassie, I know I can't forget the Christians. Let's put our differences aside, cause it's a bigger mission. See, they've been doing this for years, trying to separate us, kinda trying to keep us down and never elevate us. Now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet. So the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck, yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money. When 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't worth a thing, but it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, they open up their businesses across the borders. Oh yes, we track their bank accounts across the waters. They say this country in debt, but they making millions. If we don't stop this now, they be up to billions. It's about to go down and I get the feeling we gotta cut a movie on these dirty villains. On this Lincoln Bain and his team came with information. It's like everything changed, everything went quiet. It's like so much facts and they can't deny it. They rather keep their mouths shut before they start a riot. Now look how they tryna just steal the oil. They don't wanna share with none of y'all. They been robbing us while we were sleeping. Send them to jail cause they failed, they committed treason. Change ain't coming. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Listen, from Freeport to Nassau all the way to Nawa, there's no more time for us to sit back and be quiet. You understand? This is war. If they only knew who we were, if they only know who we are, they would know we are warriors. No retreat, no surrender. Just give us what you owe us. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. I feel this all the way to my ancestors. We are warriors. We only really want what's owed to us. You get it? Now free up.
Last announcement before we go, Hidden Gems Tea Party. That is a COI event. Make sure you are there. That's on the 28th of May at 12 p.m. Look on our Facebook pages for more information about that. Make sure you're there. Make sure you support the movement. Thank you for joining us. Change ain't coming.